There's also a little bit of a silver lining to this increase. They're actually going to get faster 3-day shipping for those off of Amazon orders. So if you're really looking for reliability with shipping, that cost might be worth it. Are you ready to unlock the strategies that will scale your Amazon store to six figures and beyond? Whether you're looking to grow sustainably or scale with confidence, we've got the insights and tools you need to succeed. Welcome to the Six Figure Amazon Store podcast, where we share actionable strategies, tips, and updates to help you grow your Amazon business to six figures and beyond. I'm your host, Becky, and today we're going to dive into some important updates. These are going to be some 2025 Amazon fulfillment fee updates. So, whether you are already selling on the platform or you're thinking of launching your brand on the platform, you'll want to hear what is changing, what's staying the same, and also how it's going to impact your bottom line. Now, before we dive in, though, I want to personally invite you to the Six Figure Amazon Store course. This course is designed to help you confidently set up and optimize your Amazon store for long term success. So, whether you're just starting out or if you're looking to take your sales to the next level, this step by step program is going to give you the knowledge and the tools you need without the overwhelm, the guesswork, or the unnecessary hassles. So, with this course, you're going to have access to proven strategies that we've used and also expert guidance so you can avoid those costly mistakes and set up your brand for sustained growth on Amazon. So make sure to click the link in the show notes and be the first to take steps towards building that Amazon store that is actually ready for success, and you can join today. Now, let's talk about first Amazon fulfillment fees and how they're going to update you or how they're going to affect you this year. Now, specifically, I want to start off with multi channel fulfillment. Buy with Prime, and then also other services that are more directly related to Amazon. So the first two that I mentioned, multi-channel fulfillment, that is something that you actually use when you're not selling on Amazon. Same thing with Buy with Prime. So don't get that confused with Fulfilled by Amazon. So let me kind of rip off the band-aid first, if you will, for some of the bad news. So starting January 15th, 2025, multi-channel fulfillment fees are going to go up by about 3.5%. Now, really, the fee increases are never good news. This is a little bit like less than the about 6% that's announced by other shipping carriers. So that is something to keep in mind. There's also a little bit of a silver lining to this increase as well, because you're not just paying more for the same thing. You're actually going to get faster 3-day shipping for those off of Amazon orders that then Amazon will take your inventory that is stored at their warehouses and ship to customers for you. So if you're really looking for reliability with, shipping and also just scalability, that cost might be worth it. If you're using multi-channel fulfillment or if you're not, then look into it. Just know that that is one of the fees that has increased. Also, buy with Prime. That's another method I mentioned where you can use Amazon's fulfillment services, for instance, on your website. But the good news about that is there aren't going to be any increases in Prime service fees this year, the Buy with Prime. Also, the fulfillment fees for some of the really large products, like the bulky items, are actually going to be decreasing by about 58 cents. And there's also going to be more of options for you're going to get more 1 to 2 day delivery rates versus most carriers are typically hitting around 3 to 5 days for shipping. And customers, love fast shipping. So that is something to think about when you're looking at your options. Now, also, I want to take kind of now a closer look at specific changes that are happening if you are selling on the Amazon platform. And really, all of these are relevant for you because the ones I've already shared, you have to have inventory at Amazon to be able to utilize those. But let's take a look now at some things, fees. So, one of them is the inbound placement service fee. Now, if you deal with, I mentioned bulky size products, that good news on that side is the fees are actually for that specific product size are going to be decreased by about 58 cents per unit. I'll have a link in the show notes that kind of takes you to Amazon's announcement of all this so that you can read up all the details depending on what is relevant for your brand. But that is something that is actually kind of decreasing. Now, inbound placement service fees, by the way, that is something that you're paying. And you can use things like Amazon's optimized shipping, where they are still splitting the shipments, but you're actually paying less for those shipment placements. So that is something, once again, look in the show notes and you can get more information about those different options because you might want to reevaluate how you're shipping in inventory into Amazon. Also, there's the new parent ASIN fee waiver. And if you are launching new products between December 1st of 2024 to March 31st of 2025, Amazon is actually going to be waiving those inbound placement service fees for any new parent ASINs up to the first 100 units. So beyond that, obviously, you're gonna have to pay, but that is really a great opportunity to, if you're looking at expanding your product catalog anyways, you can then save on those inbound costs. Now, if you're new to selling on Amazon, I did a whole episode previously about incentives for new sellers. So make sure to look in some previous episodes. It was just a few episodes ago where I talked about all of the different advantages. Because if you are looking to get your brand on Amazon in 2025, that is something to be aware of. Those incentives are still good until March of this year of 2025. And then I will have like an update when we hear about the new features and new incentives essentially that are going to be valid for more of like after Q1 of 2025 into the early of 2026. So also, some good news with fees is you did have some peak holiday fees. You may or may not have been aware of that, but you do actually pay holiday peak rates essentially for fulfillment. And you are paying that already if you're selling on Amazon. But starting in January of this year, 2025, January 15th specifically, those fees are actually going to revert to non peak rates, which is great news for your profit margins. But even better news is that those fees are actually going to be the same as 2024. So as of right now, Amazon has said that the fees, they want to kind of keep them stable for people. Last year in 2024, to be quite honest, that was the most changes we saw in increases in different fees and additions of new fees. And I definitely think that Amazon was listening to sellers that are, offering their products on Amazon because they wanted to let people know it was gonna be stable this year a little bit more than it had been last year because last year was just another increase of things. So, this is great because we're not gonna have to worry about those large fee increases that we saw last year. So, that's gonna kinda be helpful as you're planning ahead into 2025 for selling on Amazon. So, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Six Figure Amazon Store podcast. If you're working on your 2025 marketing strategy for Amazon still, make sure to look. I did a previous episode on that to kind of think through and plan out your 2025 marketing plan specifically for the Amazon sales platform, as that will really help you. But until next time, happy selling. Bye bye. Just like your customer reviews on Amazon help you grow, your review on Apple Podcasts helps us reach more brands like you. If you enjoyed today's episode, would you please take a moment to leave us a review? We'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much.